Minerealm. Minerealm is a survival-themed server. It's not purely vanilla, but it mostly is. There are some things in this game which are definitely not vanilla. You can't fly, you have to farm for all your stuff. Yes, everything in spawn is real. They built that. They didn't fly to build that. This is my property. I am pretty far northeast on the map. Currently, I am building a bunch of stuff. I have goals. I don't know who all is on the server right now. There's a lot of people on. The server owner is Intelli. I suggest you don't make him mad. This server used to be a family-friendly server. You can swear now, but it's still mostly family-friendly. There's no griefing, no looting. Everything is protected by the they used to be called realms, but they're called plots now. So a plot is a 50 by 50. And they cost 10,000 credits. Credits can be earned by breaking or placing items not in the same area, not the same type, so you can't just put a block down and then break it 10,000 times and place it down in order to get credits. That's not going to work on this server. Every 10 days you can break something in the same area and it will count again. Many people have huge crop farms because of that. I am building three things right now, 3 buildings made out of wood. Unfortunately, as much as I wish they had the Insta tree thing on the server, they don't, so I have to cut down all my trees. I'm in an area which a lot of pillagers spawn, so at nighttime I tend to go near my bed and just stand there. I know, fairly boring. Phantoms do spawn on this server. It is upgraded to that point. It's it's a lovely server, but the community here is quite old, and if you are near spawn, you're not, or if you're new to the game, you probably want to get a someone who plays the game so you can get into an area and be safe, because despite the fact that they say no griefing, this server is quite large and sometimes it is quite a while before they find damage done to other people's properties unless you report it. If you report it immediately, one of the staff should come in and check it out, or at least during the day. And they'll check it out and they'll roll it back for you. But if you don't report it, then it can be months before someone stumbles on your property and realizes that it was griefed. There's not that many players on this server, and it is quite large. The map is slowly expanding right now on this server for the first time in years. Yeah, we don't get that many updates very often. There is a map on the website for this server. PvP is enabled in the Nether and the End. Also, once every couple of nights, it will say there's a mist. A mist has fallen over the land. PvP is active. During this time, you should probably turn your map off, so people can't see you on the map. New players frequently forget this, and unfortunately some people take advantage of that. So if you want to play this server and you're a new player, make sure you type /map and make sure that it's off so you do not have people who are hunting you during the night. You get credits for even putting saplings down, just to let you know. At one point, this server did not have a lot of trees on it, but we did a wipe in 7.5. So this server will look kind of weird in some areas because people wiped everything around their main plots, but not their main plots. My area is an example of that. There are some areas where the surrounding area is completely different from what's there. I don't know when the last time I slept was, but here, I'll take a journey around my property for you guys. This is actually Kelpert's area. Kelpert is a former player who used to play with me. Currently, he cannot come on, so all of this, except for the stuff that I'm building, is his. He gave me permission to take care of his property. And then up here is Falcor's property, another player who stopped playing. I don't know if Falcor's coming back. Kelpert had plans to come back. So this area is pretty torn up because I'm rebuilding the areas where they were. Um, this used to be a village by Culprit. That area right there with all the doors, and that is Falcor's. So is that giant castle. This is mine. These are horse stables. On this server, you can only have a certain amount of animals per plot. I believe it is 20 right now. You don't want to go over that. It will despawn. They used to have more. I built these giant buildings when they used to have more, and it used to be 100 animals per plot, but now it's only 20. So most of these were horse stables. I had a ton of horses and I gave them to other people. But a good example of an area where it doesn't quite match with the surrounding is down here, because I didn't wipe this area. It was already built before 7.5. But as you can see, the mountain right here does not match the area. This used to be all underwater. There was an ocean here, and then this happened. Going through here, we reached my main village area, which is called Corvus. And this used to be ocean. There was a bridge going over the ocean from my area to this. Yeah, it used to be quite deep ocean. We had built some stuff underneath the ocean, but we wiped it in 7.5 in order to get new resources, because most of this land had been mined out on the diamond level underneath us. So coming into my main area, you can see right over here that despite it used to being ocean, this area did actually blend in fairly well. And then go down here. These are some more animal buildings. This is a cow building, and this is a mushroom building. As I said earlier, there used to be you used to be able to hold a lot more. So these used to be sheep and pig buildings. They're no longer that. I did try to wipe most of this area, but due to the rules in wiping, some of it didn't wipe. So another good example of the area not meshing is right here in this area. I didn't wipe this area because there were people living on this at the time. That's an island. But you see right here, oh, hi skeleton, that this area did not mesh well. It's just straight cliff face. Um, even over here, even over here in this area, these are all just straight cliffs going up, because this normally would have been a mountain if I had wiped this area. And well, I didn't, so I didn't wipe it because of the people living on the island. As you can see, they have a couple horses. They also, inside these islands, have a couple animals. Most of them have despawned due to the 100 animal rule. But these islands were built to hold them inside. This island, this big one, used to have 14 people that lived on it. New players can come into my area and just chill in one of my houses until they find one of their properties. I am new player friendly for the people who want to join this server. I have a ton of houses on my property, and that house will continue to be yours even if you find a property of your own. So some of these houses have names on them, some of them don't. I build out of everything, as you can see. Um, but many people lived in here. I When they do live in here, I ask that they try not to alter the houses too much just in case they want to move out. And that if they do farm stuff, they replant it because they're not the only ones living on the property. There are about 10 to 20 houses per property on in here, so you'll be living with 10 to 20 other people. Um, I'm I really make sure that they don't go after each other's belongings. I will make sure you're not looting other players because that's not allowed on this server. Unfortunately, if you do get banned, you are not welcome back here. But I will make a lovely chest for you, including all the stuff that you had in your home, if you do get banned. I mean, for looting. There's other reasons that you can get bans that I'll let it slip. Um, but looting or griefing another player, I do not put up with that. There'll be none of that in my property. As we're going around, you can see straight up cliff faces again. Yeah. This server has two modes of transportation underground. They have the railway, which is provided by the players, and also a tube system. Now, the tube system is where it is not vanilla. It is a very fast way to travel in this area, not the nether or the end. Um, the railway was built before the tube system. I have both underneath my properties. The railway comes out in this area. Um, and yeah, in this area over here, if I go over here. Um, the tube system comes out in the area where we just were at. I have two tube stops. I'm thinking about making it three because I do have a lot of property. Um, I mainly use the railway to get around my property. The tube system does lag me out sometimes. It is really fast. But yeah, we're going down to the lower level here on my property. I'll show you the railway. The tube system is connected to the railway on both stops. I made sure of that. So this is my main storage of Corvus. Yay. I know it's cobble, so nothing that good to look at. We'll go to the tube system and I'll show you the tube system going to spawn. So most of my area looked like this underneath on Diamond's level before. This is the area that wasn't wiped. So I didn't really have a lot of resources because my friends really like to dig for diamonds. Like really like to dig for diamonds. I couldn't stop them from digging for diamonds. Oh my god. They took everything, but of course when they quit they gave me their stuff, so I became quite rich. I own most of their properties now. I do not build on it unless it's convenient for me. We're coming up to the area that connects to the tubes, so that's right here. This is nothing special. I haven't upgraded this area, but this connects to the tubes. There's one stop on this line as well. The tube is known as island lines as well as the railway. They are both known as island lines because this used to be an island area. And my village used to be called Island, but it's no longer. It's called Corvus because I'm no longer on an island. So there's that. We're going up to the tube right now. So I'll give you an example. This is the tube system. We're going to my other tube stop. If you run into the walls, it will stop you, so it's really quite fast. and we have at each stop we'll have the railway. This one's not totally complete, and a surface stop area, which is up there. Um, in this one, I also have an elevator going up. And this is my sheep pen area, because I had to build all new sheep pens when when the animal thing happened, because I lost most of my sheep. So I have one building for each color of sheep. Yep. If I go down this way, um, one of my friends is down this way. Not someone from my guild in World of Warcraft, which is where most of the people were that lived with me, but someone I met on this server. As you can see, they have some stuff built up right here. They're going to other cities, other people. This tube system is very resource intensive. It takes a lot of iron, a lot of iron, a lot of iron, a lot of redstone. Initially, I didn't want it on my property. Like, I wanted it to brush my property so people could get off and then use the railway system, because I honestly find that the railway system is much more prettier. Who wants one of these running through their area? You know, you go up here and you are back at my area. See? Kelprit did give me permission to build these on his property. I had built these on another server at one point, which was creative. It's harder to build them on this server because it's not creative, but we're getting there. It's taken a large amount of time, a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's okay. Now I'll head to spawn so you guys can see. Spawn is ridiculous on this server. You are allowed to build what you want at spawn if you can afford a spawn plot, which I can't. Because if you do get a spawn plot when it disbands, congrats to you, you've got it for the normal price. But most of the time, people will sell their spawn plots, and depending on where it is, depends on how much it is. So, this is Intelli's tower. He's the owner of the server, as you can see. Um, a ones in this initial circle that right here are worth 100,000 credits. If I sold most of my properties, I would probably be able to afford that. But most new players, when they're coming in, are completely baffled by this, because there's all this property, but there's no food around. You can't touch it. You're probably going to starve by the time you get out of spawn, honestly. So it's best just to ask someone to give you some food. Because spawn literally goes on and on and on and on. Um, and there's not a lot of resources available for the people within the first 1,000 blocks from spawn. It's I'd say it's lovely to look at all of these builds because they're pretty and they're amazing, but really what a new person needs is food. And mobs do spawn on here. So for example, this person's property, which has nothing on it pretty much right here, mobs will spawn on that because they haven't lit it up, and then you have no food and no protection against those mobs. So it's best if you just find someone, like ask around for someone to show you around one of the other players. We are friendly. We don't bite too much. There's usually someone on who is more than willing to help a new player get established. Maybe not be able to give you a property, but definitely be able to give you some food and some lower end stuff. This is an arena of some sorts, not quite sure. But yeah, as I said, all of this area is not lit up, so there will be mobs that spawn on here. Underneath spawn, there's a trade area for the players to trade with each other. This is the main form of income on this server is trading with other players. If you have something of value. Now, a new player might not have something of value, but you would be surprised what people are looking for. So, if you see something pop up in chat, it might be someone's looking for gold. Um, it might surprise you how much, what people want on this server. Um, as I said, credits are the main money on this server. Um, we don't have anything special other than credits. That is our economy. There are skeleton horses everywhere in Spawn. That makes me nervous, even though I am in full gear. um, Still makes me nervous. Don't want it to spread off into multiples. But it looks like those ones were already sprung. Um, as I said, it's a well built up area. During Mist, if someone's killed at spawn, it also kills the other person, just to let you know. Because you're not supposed to kill people at spawn during Mist. I'm not a PvPer, I'm a builder, so I usually just turn off my map and chill in my place. A lot of players know where I live. They've been through my property. Most of them are not hunting people down during PvP. This is a shop right here of sorts. You get a mending book for 3 emerald blocks. Yeah, I guess this is one of the guild's shops right here. Um, the nether's pretty torn up on this server. There are some new areas due to the slight expansion of the map that you can explore. But for the most part, the nether's pretty torn up and fairly dangerous for new players. I do not suggest you go to the nether. New players probably do not want to do that. If you're on a property and you don't know if it's owned, you can type /plot and it will tell you who owns it. This is owned by Final. He is a veteran player. And it will tell you how many people visited it. You can rank it. Not quite sure how you do that. /rank. No. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to rank them. But you can give them a number if you like it. And then it will show up on the rankings on the website who's the most popular in there. A lot of the spawn ones are in the top 100. There are very few outside of spawn that are in the top 100, but the few that are worthwhile to look at. There's lots of areas on this server that, if you look at the map, that if you're willing to travel that far and you have the gear, you should. So I'll go back to spawn as I fall through the earth. Now, we're going to do trade right now. This is trade, so the players will come in here and they'll go right here, one on each one, and it will shut that door and then you can do your trade. This is free trade, so people just shove anything they want into this box. That's good for new players. If you're new and you maybe want something, you can usually find it in here. That's really good. That's good for a new player too. You can find some tools and stuff. There's always roses in here. I don't know who keeps leaving those. I will leave this just because I'm here. Back to trade. That will send you back to where you started from. Another. Oh, I don't know that guy. Hi, Poppy. If you go down here, this used to be the rules section. It still is, but it doesn't point you to it specifically. So if you look at all the rules, you can go around and it will tell you we're established in 2010. Nothing's been spawned on this server. It tells you all the things that I just said. Um, it tells you how to buy land and some commands. And down here, it will take you to a random teleporter. So you go like this, it goes whee. Please don't land in water. Please don't land in water. Oh, water. Oh, I hate that. But this whole area here is public. Where are we, anyways? Oh, we're pretty far out. There's a fox over here. That's cute. Okay. Now, now, unfortunately, my home is and I built every single time. Wait for everything to come in. So the subway is right here. To if you want to use the subway, um, it's right here. Most of it's fairly complete. You go down there, and the tube system is in here. They're fairly close. No, I'm on North Line. There is South Line right there. Usually they'll have a wall of contributors, or this one tells you the stations. In the subway, they have a wall of contributors, people who have helped. Now, I'm a fair distance down this tube. This is Aquitus. We ran past that earlier. Aquitus is a guild on this server. This person has taken the glass out of theirs. Not sure whose stop this is. Whose stop is this? Cakes. 0820497. Pain in my butt to say that. Is also known as Cake on this server. He used to live actually quite close to me. We have a history. We did not like each other when we first met each other. But then he realized that I was a good builder and he left me alone. It's because when I first moved, I had everything on my area done in small little cobblestone buildings, and I had no intention of keeping those buildings. It's just that's what I built to store everything. Oh, I overshot. There we go. I'm lagging a bit. See, this is why I don't like this, because it does lag me out a bit. This is my neighbor's. She lives quite close to me. How do you know that? This is another one for my neighbor. I have quite interesting neighbors. They are much better builders than I am. Way better. I strive to be them one day. I try. I don't think everybody's sleeping. If you want to know a trick for the phantoms, you can stay up all night, but right before the sun rises, go and lay down in the bed and you'll pop up well rested. As you see, there aren't very many people who are sleeping on this server, so that's the trick I'm going to have to use. I suck at spelling. So yeah, right now we're going to work on the buildings a bit until I can go lay down. People who think that swearing is cool. Oops. The server I built this on originally was a very strict server. They just opened up again. They were closed for a while. But they were super duper strict in how they ranked their members. So if you wanted a building rank, the building rank would be super difficult to get at. You had to be able to do a lot that you might not necessarily be able to do on this server, especially because most of the people built into their creative plots. You really had to make it stand out and do an amazing job in order for them to even pay attention to you. And I understand that, as you don't want too many people to get that rank. It's something that should be hard to get. Um, but they were super strict. They said I built a building called the Pod on there, and they said that my interior decorating skills were beyond what they expected, but my exterior was too flat. Now I did have it patterned, but they wanted you know, it to have angles and stuff. So the next one I built like this, and they told me it was too angular. And I went, well, you asked me to have contrast and to make it not flat. This is definitely not flat. And they're like, yes, but it's too angled. I was like, I can't please you guys. But my interior decorating skills are beyond par. That's all I can say. And I never held it personally um, against them, because they were a server that I did enjoy, and I still, even though they just opened up again, I will still enjoy them. Um, maybe in the future when they get all the bugs worked out, because they haven't been up for 2 years and they just opened up again. Um, I hope that they do well, but at the same time, I know that they're very strict. And I used to pay. I had a rank so I could fly with them. Um, that's the only reason. Like, they didn't do it too bad. Just fly. And in Minecraft, they don't want you to have too much of a advantage over top of other players if you pay for that server, so they limited it due to the rules. They came down hard on servers where it was pay to win. Very, very hard on servers like that, and it destroyed a whole lot of servers, and the end of the day, uh, many players quit because of that. Many servers went down because of that. It was a horrible move on their behalf. I understand why they did it, because of the rules, and there was a lot of complaints. But they could have just said no other server, like ones that were already established, should have been allowed to continue, because like it completely destroyed communities. Completely. The one that I played was no exception. It was one of the ones that was destroyed, and it broke my heart, because I loved that server. I There are some servers that I play that are not like this one. Maybe in the future I'll be able to play on them. This one is my main server though. I've been playing on this one since 2011, 2012-ish. Yeah. they had their growing pains. I'm not going to say it's a perfect server because it's not. They have many things that I wish they would change, like the animal thing, because that not only does that include animals, but it also includes, so you know, villagers and golems and anything that's friendly. So polar bears, any of that, it includes that in the number, and then you kind of just despawn all the time. And to add insult to injury, they will give you an achievement if you have something despawned on you. It's called oppressed. If you go here, settler means that I was one of the first people. Now my old account, which was my ex-boyfriend's, has much more achievements, so I should do that one instead, so you guys know. There we go. Uh, yeah, as you see. You can donate on this server. You get a donor rank. It gives you a funky color in the chat, and it also gives you, it won't let you, your plots despawn as quickly as other people. If you're gone for over a month, your plots disband on this server. So you might want to keep your eye out for that. A lot of people have issues with that, especially if you're a casual player. You come back and it's already day, and you don't even notice. Um, all your credits will be there. So, for example, here, that's how you check your credits, um, and all your plots will be gone. For someone like me, I own well over 100 plots, so it spams the server for a while. Not quite sure what's up with that person. I don't know if... Yeah, I don't have any more lamps left. That's sad. I might have to go farm some. My farm is nowhere near where I am. How many of these can I make? I can make 38. 38, okay. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go farm. My other area, I haven't built this up. This one I wanted to make really low because it doesn't exactly match the surrounding area, but it's the theme for my subways. Now, some guy on this server, just so you know, farmed a lot of sand. So sand is actually pretty hard to find on this server. So if you find someone who has a good sand supply, you are in luck. You are a very lucky person. Now, I had a lot of sand before the wipe. So, oops, I keep doing that. I had a ton of sand before the wipe. Because we had an underground base and we had been farming out the sand from underneath there. I also had a fair amount of clay. Whoa. So I'm okay with all of that, but for someone who didn't have that, then it would be kind of hard to find sand. Or you can just buy it off the person that farmed it all if you really want. Um, he would like that. Gives him credits. I think it was Nephilim. Nephilim is one of the best builders I know, actually. Very, very amazing. when I'm done this floor, and if it's not night, I'll show you some of the surrounding area. Nephilim has a build near me. Um, the most notable areas on this are, there's one guild that made a giant ball and dragon. And then on the complete opposite side of the map, there is something called the Grand Cathedral, which is never going to be finished, but still looks amazing. Uh, it's been years, and still not finished. But the first time you see it, your jaw still drops, despite the fact that it's not finished. Is that 3 out? Yeah, that's 3 out. I find that some of the monsters still spawn despite how well I try to light things up on this server. I don't know. The mobs are kind of weird sometimes. The owner is trying to work on that. Right now he just expanded it for new players and they're advertising. And we do have a lot of new players that are showing up, which is nice, but not to the amount that I'm sure he wanted it. We used to have like 50 new players show up a day, and sometimes it was annoying because most girls and many of them were banned. We had over 200,000 people list at one point. Um, Now everybody got unbanned with this new patch that came up. They decided to give everybody a fresh start, and surprisingly, some people came back because they just can't stop doing stuff they're not supposed to. Even though the swearing counter had been taken out, they still managed to get banned. Myself, I have never been banned, though one of the moderators once kicked me just for fun. They're like, you haven't been banned, let's kick you. um, They're really sweet, I promise you. But they were friends with me. That's why they got away with it. Because if they weren't friends with me, oh my god, I would have yelled at them for that. A lot of people are leaving at the same time. Maybe I'll be able to get a sleep in. How many people are still on? Now, if you're AFK on here, and nighttime comes, if you're AFK, the other people are able to sleep through the night even though you're AFK. It won't make you just sleep in the bed for the entire night. It will actually switch to the next day. So I hope some of those people are AFK. In the background, I can hear my neighbor just dying of laughter. They must be watching something. My neighbor is also a gamer, but does not play the same games as I am. He met up with me once down near the mailboxes, and we were talking, and we talked about that, and he asked what games I played, and I told him I played World of Warcraft and Minecraft and Magic the Gathering Online. He's like, oh, games that require you to have a brain, I can't do that. I was like, Minecraft, I mean, I suppose if you're a builder, it requires you to have a brain. Um, there are aspects of the game, it just requires you to be, like, yeah, mobs, okay? Protect yourself against mobs. Mine and dig for stuff and build. But redstone and building, I can see it would require a bit more finesse. I'm not that good at redstone myself. Night has fallen. One, two, three. Okay. I'm out of oak. That's good. For everybody who... I know. That's going to annoy a few people. No. It can go lay down. See if everybody is laying down or if they're probably not. Unfortunately. No. See. They're not all in bed. I don't know. I know Dentist and DJ and then Telly, but I don't know the other three. They must be new players. Like, I feel for new players who join this server. Well, there's that. I was waiting for 08 to come see my property. I built something specifically for him. He's going to get annoyed with me probably. See, I on another server I built something, and then I would transport people into the basement of this building, and they would get lost on their way out because I made it specifically to be confusing. And he told me never, ever, ever to build that on this server, so I did. Mind you, I can't teleport him into the basement and let him find his way out. I actually have to take him to the building, so it might not be as successful as the other one was. It took him 11 minutes to find his way out of my other building. Poor guy was crying by the time he got out. Oh, it was worth it though. It was beautiful. Ay. I could harvest my vegetables too and get a lot of points. I've been slowly purchasing the leftovers of my friend's property, and then I have the properties behind me on my other side to purchase. My friend had a huge amount of property. He had well over 100 plots too. I have purchased I've purchased all the ones that he actually mostly built on. I think there's one or two that I have that I have to get that he hasn't actually built on. But then he cleared a huge area behind him in order to build on, and that's about 20 plots, and I have to get those, and then I'll be done with his property, and I can start on the ones behind me, which used to belong to Cake 08. And then I'll be done buying other people's property, and I can actually get my own. I know. They I preserved them, but 08 also gave me permission to build on his properties because he moved all of his stuff to a different part of the server. People do that. Like the original owner of this area over here moved to the southern part of the map and is still over there. And once upon a time I asked his permission to do stuff in this area, and I didn't destroy his builds until the wipe. I actually built on them because they had given me permission, and he built a wonderful castle. a beautiful castle, but it had been griefed. But it was also filled with traps. Now, on this server, if you want traps, it has to be listed. Um, Not exactly at the area, but for example, like if you build a castle and inside the castle there's a lot of traps, and the entrance you'll post a sign, this area has been trapped. You don't necessarily need to say this is a trap, but just a warning that that area has traps. So people going in it aren't blindsided because like in my property, I have warnings on some of my property saying this area is incomplete. Please watch your step because you can fall down and get stuck down there. It's not necessarily a trap, it's just a warning. I'm also someone who takes care of new players on the server when they log in and they want somewhere to live. So I don't necessarily want them accidentally killing themselves. That would look bad. Well, I'm finished the roof and it's nighttime. But of course. So we'll just have to go to where I was going to take you around my property in the day when it eventually goes to daytime. Which is actually pretty soon, so I might want to go lay down. Whee! Ugh, I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh well. Look around. That giant flaming building right there is Kel's. This one's mine. This building is Culprit Storage. That building way in the distance right there is his crops. This house right here, this wonderful, beautiful house, we love it to death, is actually someone else's build. We took over because we like it. It was someone who quit a long time ago. We found it griefed and we said we didn't want to destroy it. It looked so pretty that we just added on to it. If you get my attention that way, I'll add on to your builds. Go lay down. Now, to the west of me is a build done by a couple of people. There's a couple of castles there. Nephilim built a castle. Alexa also built a castle. There's a city. I don't know what it's named now. It used to be called Titan City. Back when I first started playing, there was about 30 players that lived in Titan City. Most of it was wiped, but some of it's still there. Alexa has preserved that. Alexa is my neighbor. And then there was a city close to me which had no name, which is completely built out of wool after the wipe. It's still there. Again, and maybe it has a name now. I'll go over and check. Um, a lot of a lot of players went and built that city as well. Um, so the western part of this area is fairly well built up. Um, I could run you around the other people's areas eventually too, but we're gonna go over here first. Culprit cleared this whole area. I was clearing some of the griefed areas out. This is my main village, this big block right here, because most of my villagers despawned during the animal thing, which sucked. It really did. But we all lost. I have to go in there. And then there's this. I have to get rid of that. towers to the sky for no reason. Sky limit, yeah, for them maybe. And whatever this used to be needs to come down as well. This is what happens to new players who don't get protection, just so you know. Mind you, I've taken over this property. But they'll have stupid things like this, and people will just build all sorts of stuff like this over their properties. It's not really completely fair to them. This is why you want to live with someone, because I try to go around my property and look for damage as much as possible, but this was already done in a time when I was not playing very much. So by the time I found it and I came over to this side, because I had been building on the other side of my property, it was already a couple of months and they couldn't do a backlog for it. So whoever was here beforehand, I'm sorry I didn't notice it soon enough. So this belongs to Alexa. Yep. This castle was actually built by Nephilim, not Alexa, just so you know. Great. Something's gonna pop up because that popped up on my computer. Watch it be another advertisement for soda. I don't even know how to enter that castle. I'm sure there's a way. Okay, so this is the castle that Neff built. It looks over Mama Kenga's area. Mama Kenga has stopped playing on this server, but I still take care of her area. This is Mama Kenga's area right here. These two plots right here. So you can get a general idea about how big a plot is. Those are two plots. Those are both Mama Kenga's plots. And this is a castle done by Nephilim, which I don't know where the entrance is, because I'm weird. I'm certain there is one. I just don't know where it is. It's made out of, it's huge, and it's empty. There's no decoration on the inside. See, and that's why I don't build castles, because where the houses in my area are empty on the inside, it is because I expect new people who live in them to fill them up with their stuff. But but these guys just build castles and they're empty. That one's really nice, but there's no entrance. There is also another castle over here on the outskirts of this village, which is the wool village I was telling you about, which was made by several players on this server. Oh, there must be a spider in the caves below me. I hate the sound of spiders on this. Like, ugh. It's not that I don't like spiders, I just don't like the sounds of them on a Minecraft server. See, I don't know what the name of this village area is called, so we'll see if they've added a name to it. But this is the village that I was telling you about that the other players built. It's actually kind of cute. And it leads up to that giant wool one, which we'll go into a minute. I'll shut this door for them. They really built it up all the way up against my property that I was preserving for people. It used to have names on most of the buildings, but they don't anymore, unfortunately. There used to also be more buildings than there are right now in this area. I think a couple of them were torn down. They're really nice. They're well built, as you can see. Who owns this? Alexa still owns this one. I should ask Alexa if she's named this area, to be honest. She owns a lot of the older players' builds like I do. She preserves them. Oh, look, there's a cake in that one. I remember getting my first mushrooms back from Titan City. I paid so much for them. I was so happy, and it took me long time to get them back. Oh, there's two castles over here. Wow, castles galore. This is part of the city, I think. Yeah, this is part of the city. Alexa also has a castle. Not these ones, but one a little further. Yeah, this is the other part of the city. Let's see. Axel owns this one, and I don't know that player. Or that player. This is Nephilim's. Mm-hmm. Bert Linkton. That's a weird name for a town. Or is that the name of his house? Maybe that's his house. The W, Mr. I. These are players I haven't heard of. I'm pretty certain he just used the alphabet. Very colorful. Pain in the butt to travel around though. It's always like very good buildings though. Let's see. This is a purple castle. Probably nothing. Ooh. Skeleton horses. It's so dark that there's probably mobs in here, so. As I said, they're large with nothing in them. You see, like if I built something on this scale, it would have to have something decorated on the inside. I don't like building like this and not having decorations on the inside. Like this is a very pretty city, mind you, very colorful. With three castles. That was a purple one, and this is a red one, I think. And then there's the other one on the hill over there. Everybody owns a castle, except for me. I have a giant treehouse. This is a weird entrance to get in. Ease home. Ring twice. Hi. Ugh. Let me guess. Oh, shoot. I have no idea what's up there, but it's full of mobs. Not something I want to deal with right now. You need to light up your areas, or people are going to die when they're exploring them. Do I have time to make it to the other castle before night falls? Yes, no, maybe so, probably not. Speed boost. Is it empty? Probably. Is it well lit though? Ah, yeah. It's fairly well lit. Decent view. Looks like they also built a small village inside the castle walls. That's cool. Actually, let's go to the top and see if I can see her other build. No, I can't see anything. That's okay though. I think Red built this castle. I'll have to ask her. I'm pretty certain that Red built this one too. It looks like a Red build. Yeah, so getting the mushrooms home from Titan City was horrible. I had to swim them across the ocean. And if you've had animals, this was before lassos, um, and they see something on the ground, they're like, ooh, let's go towards that. It was exactly like that. And it was a nightmare, but I finally got them back. Ooh. Does this go to the subway? It looks like it might go to the subway. Maybe. She had a skeleton spawner somewhere over here too. I remember that. She took me to it once. I have no idea where it is. Because I had a serious lack of any spawners on my property until the wipe, and now I have an overabundance of cave spider spawners because there's a ton underneath my property now. This might lead to the subway. It might also lead to my death. I don't know. A wheat field. Weird. Hmm. She's funny, isn't she? This huge railway system. 2 fields underneath the ground. Thanks, Alexa. You're awesome. No, seriously, though. She's a very good builder, and she also takes care of people. Oh. Does this connect to the main tubes, though? Nothing. See the other way. Maybe. Dear Alexa, I'm lost under your property. Help me! Also nothing. Ah. Hmm. Oh, look, there's cake. It's a work in progress for her. She doesn't play as often as some players. I also don't play that often because of my work, but we'll see. Here we are at spawn again. We'll see. This could be fun. Maybe, maybe not. Come on, 08. Answer me. We'll sleep under the stars. Hi. Come here. He has a weird skin. Very derpy face. Very, very derpy face. We could take the subway, but I choose this. Ooh. He's going to injure himself doing that. That's not good. He's using eyes, just in case anyone's wondering. Down the north line. It's this way. Oops. Watch me lag out again. I always lag out using this thing. This is why I like the other one so much. Prefer the subway because this one lags me out. It's very not vanilla, but it is definitely a nice way to travel. Watch me as I said lag. They lag me out all the time because they go so fast, and I'm using a good laptop, but it's still bad for my laptop, I guess. We somewhere. Wink. Okay, he came out. That's good. I'm just lucky that these are near the surface because all of my underground stuff doesn't usually it doesn't come this close to the surface. We up we go. Oh geez, yeah, here. Oh, he ran right by me. Where did he go? Why are you out of food? One thing about 08 is he's always out of food. Like, it's weird that he's always out of food. live through it. I have 4 of these. There we go. Whee! Now we're going by the really nice house from that we saved right here. Very cute. And then Culprit made some stuff over here. Before it was the animals were lowered. As you can see, his property's kind of weird because of that. Like, I hate having 16 separate sheep pens. That's ridiculous. Like, if you think about it. 16 sheep pens. Each one of them has 10 sheep in it. Because I refuse to go anywhere near the 20 just in case something spawns on the property. Huh. We're going to go buy the building that I built on the other server, but bigger. So we're near the pod right now. This big tall building right there in the background is the pod. It is the building I built on the other server, but less, as you can see. I built it with more design on the outside, but they still called it flat. Here we go. Just for you. Come on, 08. This is the mansion. He's running around it. Go in. He's running around it. Hey, I'm gonna take you to the top floor. I feel bad for him. Yep. He's figuring it out. Oh, but it's really nice, like if you go in the separate rooms, Like here, I'll give you an example. They're all really well decorated, as you can see, and well lit and beautiful, beautiful to look at. Even the small bedrooms are well decorated. You see, they have a bench in this one, and you go in here, and they have their little closet area. They're very, very, very well built. It took me forever to build it because this is a survival server. As you can see, this is the bathroom. Super beautiful. Like if you go through the whole thing. He's still trying to figure his way out the top floor. And that, my friends, is why I love this house. Well, this is never to build it here. Hi. I'm not telling you the way out. Of course, I know the way out of it because I built it, but chilling in the library waiting till he gets down. I'm just gonna I'm just chill in the library. You can swear now, you know. It's really funny because like literally I thought of everything. Like if you go here, it connects to this, which also connects to the dining room. And way back here it leads you to a bathroom. Here, let me Are you still on the second floor? Come here. Hi. Oh, he's so mad at me right now. The rest of my property is not so bad. That was so worth it. Just be careful. So yeah, there's the pod. He's asked me to take him to his old properties, which were behind me. I haven't actually bought them yet because I'm still working on Falcors. Every time he does that, it scares the crap out of me. And I... This is 08's old property. It's full of skeleton horses. I think he's still on Sour. His gold farm's pretty good, but it attracts a lot of other critters. Unfortunately, that's one of the things got to deal with this server. Plum. His area is not as well lit up as mine. Mind you, I had plans for this property when, mind you, I think he's building it up, which is okay. But I will surround him. Oh, I hate that noise. As you see, like the contrast between the lighting between his property and mine is severe. I'm gonna go and shut the doors in there just in case. Now, as you see, I built houses out of everything. But this, that, as I said, that house was specifically for 08. In the old house, I used to teleport them into the basement into a closet and ask them to find their way out. It was on a different server where you could teleport. This server you can't. I think all of these are close. You see, it's like there's a room of plants. Nice, you know. See if he closed up all the doors up here. He did get really annoyed with me for it, but that was the point, because he told me never to build it. So I'm a little Hmm, let's just say I have a mischievous side. I like I wish I had the ability to do it like on the other server. This one is actually a little more detailed than the other server, but the other server was easier to make it because I did it in creative. Not that this is bad. Like they even little rooms like this have high detail in them, like everything underneath like this and a closet. You know, there's only so much I can do on on a survival server, but I can make it look pretty, and I did. And I also posted it on Planet Minecraft. A lot of people liked it there. Mind you, they haven't been inside it, so they don't know the pain of trying to get out of it. Like poor 08. Hmm. Oh, look, he even opened the closets. That's funny. Some of the rooms even have their own bathroom. This is the upper level library. I made it nice. Mm. Like Red, when I first built this, was super impressed that I built it on this server. Welcome. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna just check if everything on the first floor is closed up. I think it is. So this is the main dining room right here, and it leads into the kitchen, which, as you saw earlier, leads into the storage area right here, which leads into the back. There we go. All the doors are closed now. So the buddy system, here, I'll show you on this server buddy list. What? I can't spell worth. This is the, all of these are my buddies. Most of them don't play anymore. Um, but then we also have this, and then guild members. Yeah, I'm in a guild called Fans of Intelli. I used to be in Wizards of Goof, but this is the one with the most active members. Okay, so I'm going to take you around the pod right now. So this is actually my first really big build on this server. So it is actually kind of plain compared to the other ones, as you can see if you look up. I made it more detailed on the other server with lots of more stuff on the outside, but it was still mostly, they said, flat. Like it wasn't just stone on the other server. I did designs up the side of it, but they said it was too flat. Now, in this area, there's a lot of people who live with me. So this room's not taken, but I think the one on the third floor is. Yeah, Crinbros. Here's a player, and they can decorate their room as they want, and if they want to put music on, they have Malloy. Um, you can see they've decorated it fairly plain. They can add some food and some cake in there if they want. They were allowed 2 pets, as you can see. He's had both of his. Um, go up. I know it's very tight for the first time. Room 4 has no one in it because, as you can see, it has a water problem. Because the next 4 floors are, well, food floors. Let's see, it's just wheat in here. Now, a lot of people chose the ones with the pods being the large circular, well, I don't know. They're octagons, actually, with domes. These things are... They chose rooms with these. I did not. This is room 5, not taken. And also not really decorated. A few people were here. Rin, I believe. This is Soup's room. And this is Rue's room. Rue didn't really decorate, as you can see. She could have. What CD did she have? Oops, went the wrong way. Yeah, this was one of my first major builds. It's not as detailed as it could be, unfortunately. This is my room. It's missing a piece of carpet for no reason. Now, I love blocks and I love cat for the music discs. But as I said, I didn't grab a pod. I'm looking out over a pod and I look out over my city area. Like there's the building that we took 08 through. And right here is one of my old friend's old areas. And out here you can see some of my, well, that's my treehouse. I still haven't finished decorating that. But if you go up, Jeff's room, if you go up, you find that here's the top floor. Muddy Soup owns 2 floors. Surprisingly, I did not die when I built this. I died when I built a lot of other stuff because, you know, it's survival and you can't fly. But not this. I don't like doing heights. This is, what height is this? It's not sky height. That's closer to sky height. I didn't finish building that. And despite the fact that I asked them not to extend stuff on the outside, one of them did, but in a way I was grateful that they did. Because now it means I can go down the outside of the building. Wee! Falling through the earth! have a map of spawn. No, we went through 08 spawn property earlier today. We didn't go down this way, though. Welcome to the Atari Phoenix. Atari. This is 08's property. Oh, look, he has the new blocks. Nice. What is that supposed to be? Oh, an angel. Ah. This is very nice. Yeah. Yeah, see, I will. That's an interesting way to get into a storage. You gotta hurt yourself. You have all your blocks, but you gotta hurt yourself. I don't need your stuff. I'm good. I have a ton of stuff myself. Not diamonds, but I sold most of my diamonds so I could get properties. At one point they were 6,400 a stack. He's such a show off. What are these? Ah. Like, what is this? I don't even want to know. Oh god. Can you get my stuff? Awesome. Awesome. Hi. As if I remember how to get to your property. Where did... Atari Phoenix. Which way was the Atari Phoenix? This way. Okay. Well, yeah, you should... He's like, oh crap. I'm like, you have all my stuff. Why are you scared of me? You can't kill me. It's like, I can't kill you. What am I going to do? Punch you to death? Yeah. Not really a PvPer. He knows that though. Not that way. Yeah, during the mist you can't use buttons. Unfortunately. I don't know why that is. I think it's to protect people who have made bunkers in order to protect them. But there is ways to get into bunkers even if you can't use buttons, as Red found me in the middle of my sheep pen and decided to kill me. Hi. Uh, thanks. What the buck bat? He took my... Oh, that's okay. I'm not gonna complain about it. Oh my god. Oh my god, really. Rue used to collect all of the lapis on the server because she did a huge build out of lapis before it became useful for enchanting. So just that wall right there would piss Rue off. Like, seriously. Nah, see. He's having a moment right now. I don't know what that is. I don't think so. Uh-uh. Where did he go? Oh. Maybe he's gonna pay me back for all the food I used to give him. This guy doesn't know how to eat, I swear. Like, he'd save food. Ow. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, yeah. Why are there so many holes on the floors here? Wait. You see, I'll never be able to afford spawn, but I don't want to do spawn. Yeah. Yeah. I'm stuck in trade. Yay! Okay. Yeah, I died trying to take down one of those one by one to the sky thingies. Plummet to my death. Sort of like I did on 08's property. Little bastard. Honestly. I wonder if he's done that to anyone else. Just watch them slowly plummet to their death. Probably. It's like, I'm not a noob, but that, like, I find it kind of funny, but at the same time, I'm like, ouch, there goes all my XP. He took it all. I only have one working spawner on my property right now, and it's not a very good one. Um, the rest of them aren't working, because I took them down to build around them. Honestly, I could have kept the one around the pod up. There's a zombie spawner underneath there. Up I go. Here I am. Back at home. Thank God. Oh dear. Okay, I have to do this one. It was supposed to be dark oak. That's because you have everything. I'm not really a person who PvPs. Don't really care to.